Hello from the show floor at Apex 2026. I am at the Koh Young booth, and I'm Eric with EMSNOW. She is Solin with Koh Young. And Solin, you are the Chief Operating Officer for Koh Young Europe.
Exactly.
Yes. That was announced at Productronica last year when I was
The
there.
official announcement was at Productronica. We
Yeah.
were together.
Yes,
when
we
this
were there.
happened.
I think we did an interview, as a matter of fact.
Exactly.
Um, so you're here in America. You're at Apex for the first time.
Right.
We were talking off camera about how it's a little different here, shows in the U.S. versus what you're used to over there. Share your thoughts.
Yes. Yeah, it is. It is a little bit different. It reminds me though of the SMT show in Nuremberg because it was, of course, in terms of size. I mean, you know the Productronica,
Exactly.
right? It's huge.
Huge.
It's huge, but it's also every second year, so we don't have it every year like the Apex. And but to be honest, I mean, it's also the same people, same faces, which I love because, like you said, it's my first Apex, but I feel like I know almost everyone here, which is amazing.
Yeah.
As usually also the Americans, right? They come over, or Mexicans, or even our Asian counterparts. They all come to the Productronica because their customers are coming. So I know so many people here, which is incredible. But I would say I think the biggest difference is hospitality because I just, when you walk around, there's some water, maybe some coffee.
Some
but
candy. There's always
you've
a
been
candy.
at our booth in Europe,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Like we have a huge hospitality area. So people like to come, sit down, they drink something first, right? And usually it's a beer if it's earlier. So they start drinking, eating something, catching up. And then we slowly start getting into the technical things or into the topics that we actually came for. But it's really catch up of meeting your friends, not only it's not customer supply, it's really meeting friends because we know each other also. And that is, I would say, the biggest difference that I experienced so far. Apex compared to Productronica, and besides the size.
I would love that if they would adopt some of that over here, but
I miss it too.
I don't know if it's restricted or not. I'll have to ask. That's an interesting.
I think it's probably there are so just some different rules, but it's kind of mandatory in Europe. If you don't do that, your customers are expecting it, right?
Yeah.
They're coming. They want to have a nice atmosphere. They want to drink something with you, catch up with you, and then here it's more. It's more really. There are also a lot of customers, so I've seen, but they really come. They check out the machine, what's new, and then they go.
They go.
So, but for us, they stay really long time.
That's good.
Yes.
So Europe, interesting year. Will be an interesting year this year with everything going on.
For sure.
Tell me what you're seeing. How's it developing?
So, I mean, it's no secret, right? Europe has had a tough 2-3 years, and like Productronica, we had big hopes, or we were all curious how it's gonna look like because it was either it's gonna be the kickstart into like a really great next year, or maybe it would show us that's gonna be even worse year next year. But fortunately, you have seen it. It was really busy, and we have had a lot of customers there, so the mood and the atmosphere was great. And what we've observed, I mean, Europe, we have plus 30 countries, right? We have so many different cultures and countries. So, but what is our strength? Our strength is in the past, the Western Europe, or let's say also Eastern Europe, has been really strong in terms of sales for us. Southern also, of course, very important. But over the past years, actually, you've seen a trend that southern regions are really picking up. Yeah.
And by southern, what do you mean exactly?
I mean Italy. I mean Portugal, Spain. For us, also we count North Africa into it for us. In our terms. So we've seen that they're really becoming stronger, which is really great because this is what the strength of Europe is, right? When one part is suffering, the other one is balancing and getting stronger. So we back each other up, like all the countries somehow. So we see a trend that these regions are really getting stronger and stronger, which is really great. And we still didn't give up hope. I think the Western regions, especially automotive industry, needs a little bit more time, right?
Exactly.
But we're expecting them also to be back on track. So we can see small hints. I mean, we talk to the customers, right? They're giving us some comments where we can feel, okay, it's not gonna be like that forever. They're slowly getting back on their feet. So.
And it's interesting to me when I think about the growth driver. One of the big growth drivers is obviously data centers, the AI, right, and all that. But that's primarily benefiting Asia and the US, right? Less so Europe.
Yeah,
And part of that's also energy cost, I'd
Yes,
imagine, right? So, I
exactly.
mean, so you have some challenges there, but business continues in all these other sectors, the
Yes,
traditional
yes, yes.
strengths of Europe.
Absolutely. So of course we've seen a decline in automotive, like you said, the data
Hmm.
centers, etc. is not primarily the growing sector for us. It is actually military. So
Okay.
military and in the southern areas that I talked about. I mean, fortunately, unfortunately,
Yeah,
yeah, this is the situation we're living in right now.
exactly.
And this industry has been growing over the past
Hmm.
years, so that is one of the drivers. But of course, we as Koh Young, we know the market is still tough. We have to have new ideas, strategies, solutions for our
Yes.
customer. And this helped us a lot, especially on the Productronica, where we introduced all our AI solutions.
Oh, yeah.
That has been really a game changer. So the
Yeah.
customers see another really important value
Yeah.
that is being created, and this is why they choose Koh Young at the end
Yeah.
of the day,
Yeah.
right? And this is what
Yeah.
matters
And
for
it's,
us.
you know, it's interesting. You know, I see at Productronic in here, AI was kind of became quite the buzzword, right? And
Yeah,
everybody was talking about,
yeah,
and some marketing people and
yeah,
people in the industry have been saying, you know, it's not all AI, right?
yeah,
They're
right.
taking some liberties.
Yeah,
But what you guys are using is truly AI
absolutely.
derived. So
Absolutely, yes. The AI topic is, of course, really important, and uh, so
it's an
we use,
expectation with customers too, right?
of course,
Yeah.
yeah, they expect it. They expect it. I mean, AI is nothing new for us. We've
Yeah.
been researching and using it for almost a decade, so for many
Hmm.
years. But now the interest of the customers were like, okay, where do you use actually the? How does it
Yeah.
work? Now they want to know. Before it was just
Yep.
you used it before, but no one was really asking for it.
I hear.
So that's the one point, and the other point is, of course, when we talk about AI, one really big topic for the customers, data security, right? Because you
Yes.
know, we are also a Korean company. We have a headquarter in Korea, and
Hmm.
there are many other companies
Yeah.
from different countries all over the world. So it depends where the customer is. The customer needs to have the security that the data is staying with them, right? The algorithm
Yeah.
learns, it's on
Right.
device learning, and that has been a big yeah, point for them. And as we are the only ones for inspection
Hmm.
industry that can offer that, this has been a really strong point of
Point.
ours, where especially military, you know, some
Oh yeah.
customers who have to be very important for them. It's very
Yeah.
important to care about their data.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is the other topic
Yeah.
where we are absolutely leading, and where we take the, yeah, let's say, needs of
Yeah.
our customers into account, and that's why we have this on-device AI, where they don't need to send their data back to a headquarter or cloud,
No,
etc.
no, no. I
That's
mean,
just
yeah,
not
they want it,
safe.
what is
Yeah,
it, on the edge
yeah,
rather than in the cloud, right? That
yes, yeah,
it's right
yeah,
there and
yeah,
close,
exactly.
right? I think that increase, especially for the quick turnaround, right? I mean, the
Yeah,
cloud is wonderful, but one glitch and all of a sudden you're delayed,
exactly,
right?
exactly.
And that's an issue.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Nowadays, you know, wars are not only fought with the missiles, but a lot on data security, right? A
oh
lot
yeah,
on you've been hacked or your data has been accessed,
oh
and
yes,
that's what we have to protect. And we
yeah,
can only protect it if we can make sure it's going to stay with you,
with
our
you,
customer, like, and not going. We're not sending it around.
right?
But then you still expect an AI to learn and develop, but
Yep,
that's the only way.
yeah,
So, yeah,
excellent. Well, I appreciate the catch up. This is
me
excellent
too.
because I think
That's great.
I'll be coming back to Europe this year doing a tour over there, touring
Great.
a bunch of EMS again, because it's always interesting to see what's going. We're going
Absolutely.
to focus, I believe, on the Nordic EMS primarily this time, that region.
Yes.
But it's always exciting to get over there and see because there's good work that continues over there, and there's
Absolutely.
growth that does continue, and new
Absolutely.
products being developed, and a need for inspection is all part of that.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, we talked about it off camera a little bit, that there are really great also companies which give us hope,
Yep.
where we have good companies from Europe for Europe, and I
Yes.
think we just need a little bit more of that, right?
Yeah. I like your optimism. Excellent. Well, so thank you very much for
Thank
taking
you as
time
well. It
today.
was a
Appreciate
pleasure.
the update. We'll do this again, I hope.
Sounds good. Yes.
Thank you.